Welcome bitches, one and all, to my reaction to Season 4, Episode 14 of the Vampire Diaries, Down the Rabbit Hole. So, last time, we made it to the island in search for the cure, but surprise, surprise, Professor Shane betrayed everyone, and now given that he has Bonnie and Jeremy by his side, he has everything he needs to wake up Silas solo, so bit scary. Gang's got to catch up with him quick. Now, in terms of the episode itself, I assume we're in for a big one. I assume we're in for some big changes. Because, I mean, the episode title, Down the Rabbit Hole, implies that they are going to be going down that big hole to the tomb. So if we do that early in the episode, then I think there is a very high chance that we will be seeing Silas, which very fucking excited for. Now, the other thing that I'm really curious about is what the cure is. Are we finally going to find this out? Like, is it a potion? Is it a spell? Or is it something completely different? Because I was thinking about it the other day. You can say that killing a vampire is the cure. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways that you can use that word to not mean what someone thinks it means. So, bit hesitant on that, but I'm very curious to see what it actually is. But yes, anyway, I'm done rambling. I'm very excited to get into it and see where the story goes. So without further ado, let's go.
Is something bothering you?
Would you believe me if I said mosquitoes?
Aye, I would. How does it feel when a relentless eating machine is draining the blood from your veins?
Oh.
You and Stefan, Lena.
So he's got a lot of information.
You needed to cast the spell written on your pal Jeremy's hunter's mark.
Got a lot of information.
Still, this thing refused to reveal itself to me. That wasn't until 3 days ago when it just magically completed for no apparent reason.
Is it a whole idea of like if one hunter's mark completes, they all complete? So 3 other people out there suddenly just had completed tattoos? Is that how that works?
So let me introduce myself.
Oh.
My name is Galen Bond, and you better start talking.
Well, welcome to the Vampire Diaries, Galen. It's lovely to have you here.
Meaning somebody probably jumped him and then grabbed him.
Everything has gone to shit, basically, Caroline.
He's not strong enough to
Nothing has gone well.
We think we can find him. We have pictures of Jeremy's tattoo, but we just can't translate the map. Unless you get the hunter sword from Klaus.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, that little grin on his face.
You will never give up the sword. Not even for Caroline.
Yeah, I agree.
There's only so many places you can hide a 3-foot piece of metal.
I'll find it.
Need my help with anything, love?
They have a very interesting dynamic now.
This is as far as I go. You said get the kid and the witch. I did. I want to get paid now.
What's his payment? Why does he want the tombstone?
To pay off a mercenary?
Core of that tombstone's made up of Ketzia's calcified blood. In some witch circles, that stone's more valuable than the Hope Diamond.
Interesting, okay.
Well, if it isn't little orphan Lockwood, come to show how laughably impotent you are against me.
Wow.
You turn the different sides to the different symbols to get the translation on the other side. And with the magic of the internet, Elena sent over these.
Magic of the internet.
What's Aramaic?
It's a dead language.
Oh, fuck.
It could take days to translate, perhaps weeks. In besotintu Aramait.
You're such a little shit. But, like, the problem is, like, there's nothing they can really do with Klaus here. Like, yeah, he may know, but there's nothing they can do. They don't have access to Bonnie, so Bonnie can't lift the spell. So he is stuck in there, and if he's not going to help them, he's not going to help them. So no matter if he knows it or not, they need to just write Klaus off as a source completely, because there's no way they're going to be able to get him to help.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because it had nothing to do with you. Being a human myself, that's something I've wanted since long before I met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's a deeply buried personal secret between friends?
Friends.
Oh,
I like that.
nice to see.
With Silas lies the cure, which allow me to kill Silas in the mission of the Brotherhood of the Five to an end.
So he knows about the mission of the Brotherhood.
Wait a minute. You're using me to get the Bonnie Bennett? Brother. All we want is a cure, so you gotta sit on your chair or get out of your hair.
You really don't understand, do you?
What? Does he know what the cure is?
I have to cram the cure down his throat in order to kill him.
Yeah, what does it have to do with me and my friends?
There's only one cure.
Requires a powerful witch and a hunter in full bloom. I don't need to tell you my reasons. Caroline, bring my sword over here.
No.
So you use it on Silas and we'll use it for whoever wants to use it.
I'm thinking in terms of like it being a potion or something. He obviously has to like give it all to Silas. So I think what he's saying, Damon, is that once he uses it, there will be none left. And like that's that. There is no more cure. I think that's where we're going with this.
There's something else.
Klaus, what does it mean?
There is only one dose.
I thought that's where we were going with this. I feel like this is leading to them waking up a villain character to have a good like villain arc towards the end of the season. So I feel like that's where Silas is going to be. So I don't think they're going to give it to him and kill him. So it's more of a who of our gang is going to take the cure. If anyone takes it, could be destroyed for all we know. Oh my Christ, my darling. Oh God, I'm scared to look. Oh my God, Bonnie. Oh my God.
If Shane tries to lift a finger on his hand to hurt either one of us, I'll kill him myself.
Yeah, fair. I mean, it is scary because he is the only one who can help her right now, but... Ooh, is that going to drip onto Silas? Because obviously vampire blood, but then not just that. Oh God. It's going right in his mouth. What the fuck? Shit.
Maybe I finally realized the longer I stand in the way of what you want, the longer you'll continue to hate me. Perhaps I want my sister to finally know happiness.
Well, that's not why. So what's your real reason?
I hope you get to live and die as you wish. One more thing, Rebecca. There is only one dose of the cure. You need to find it first and take it. It's the only way you'll...
She's the only one who heard the message as well, so she could betray them all.
Frankly, I don't know why anyone wouldn't want to be a vampire. You know what? If I wasn't a vampire, I wouldn't be able to do 9 of the things I'm going to do to you when I'm free. And I want them to have it, and I get very upset when I can't provide for my loved ones.
Aww.
Big guy, white paint all over him.
I don't remember doing such a thing.
Well, if it wasn't him, then who?
I'm telling you, it wasn't me.
Interesting then. So there is a fourth party. Oh, damn. Could it be a group of witches then? Because Shane was literally saying that, like, in some witch circles, because this stone was bound with Ketsia's blood, it's like their holy grail. So they're the most likely group to have wanted it.
Once we raise Silas, all of our sacrifices will have been worthwhile. We'll all have what we want.
Or he'll kill us all.
Yeah, Shane, you're really just, like, believing everything, aren't you?
This is it. This is the spot.
Well, that's handy.
What did Caroline say? I don't know, we lost the signal. Come on, this way.
Oh, Rebecca, you cheeky bitch. I don't blame her.
We need to get down and across.
Maybe you should leave the map behind. In case you fall, you don't want anything to happen to the phone.
I thought we were a team.
Guys, we don't have time for this.
She's led them into, like, a... not a trap, but... off course enough that she'll be able to get there way before them. It's like it's so fucked, and I'm a bit annoyed at Rebecca, but with the amount of times that they have betrayed her, I don't blame her. Wow.
There's something you should know about the cure.
Wow. That's actually good that she's telling Stefan, though. That's actually really sweet. Oh, Jesus. Ooh.
Looks like your witch is casting a spell.
Shane's like, fuck.
If I wanted to ease your pain, so I gave you the cure to take for yourself, you'd give it to Elena, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
I'm sorry that it couldn't work out the way we all wanted it to.
Wow, Rebecca.
Hey guys, I need a hand. My leg's broken.
Oh, that's nice.
Best to stay off it then.
What a badass bitch line. Best to stay off it then.
It's like someone beat us to the punch.
Got no use for you anymore. I'll make it quick and painless.
Wish I could make the same promise.
Oh God, here we go. Has he got a gun? That's cheating.
You don't know my friends.
Oh shit.
Or my enemies.
We're in a bit of a predicament here, aren't we, guys?
Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Things changed the minute that I went off that bridge, Stefan. Even if I could be human again, I wouldn't be the person that I was.
Even though she's wanted this cure, it seems to be more so that everyone else wants it for her more than she wants it. And Elena being someone who wants the best for everyone and wants to do what others want of her, I don't know if necessarily she really wanted this cure. Because yeah, it would solve the sire bond issue, and yeah, she doesn't like killing people, so of course there'll be that element mixed in. But there are parts of being a vampire that she likes. Like when they were at that fraternity party and her and Damon were like having the time of their lives, she really enjoyed being a vampire. So I don't know. The sire bond is what throws everything off, because you can't really have a relationship where one person has an immense amount of control over the other without meaning to. Like many things in life, it's extremely complex, and we'll just have to see where we go down the road in terms of her and Damon.
Bonnie's spell isn't gonna hold him.
And after
Yeah.
what we did to Cole, if we don't ram that cure down his throat, he'll kill us all.
Oh, I didn't even
Party
think
over.
about
Let's
that.
go.
Oh, I did not think about that.
Just before you get all doomsday, just let me try and talk to him.
He's got nothing to lose, Care.
Yeah.
All he wants right now is blood, starting with mine.
I'm not gonna say goodbye to you again. Do you understand me?
Yeah, but Caroline, if you don't, you'll be saying goodbye forever. I don't know if you can convince him.
But he's got other toys.
What is that? Oh, that's sick though. That is sick. Oh, he is a vampire killing machine.
Go.
We're not gonna leave you.
You need to go ahead. We'll be right behind you.
I mean, you're sending Elena into danger.
Where is here exactly?
The tomb of the most powerful creature in the world, apparently.
How do you know?
I just know. Hello, Bonnie.
Oh, hello, my darling.
I'm so sorry.
You are this close to bringing me back to life. For good.
How?
Silas can do it.
This has confirmed to me that this is not her grandmother. This is all very much, I don't know if it's Silas somehow using magic from the dead, because yeah, he's an immortal creature and we know that you can't be both a witch and immortal, but maybe it's different with him. Maybe because his spell was different to the one that, what is her name? Klaus's mother. It's different to the one that Klaus's mother used to create the originals. Maybe his allows him to be an immortal witch. So I think all of this is just an illusion, because there's no way in hell Bonnie's grandmother, someone who was so in touch with nature and being like the balance of nature, there is no way in hell she would be this pushy in getting Bonnie to bring her back to life. She would be kind of like, I feel like she would be definitely on the side of, Bonnie, you can't do this. It is unnatural. It is against the laws of magic. You need to get the fuck out of here. So I don't think this is her grandmother at all.
Buddy, stop.
It's a trick.
Seeing your Grams. If she were here, I'd be able to see her, and I can't.
Oh, true.
Your Grams isn't here. I'm here. I'm real.
Well done, Jeremy. I didn't even think about the fact he can see ghosts.
He's trying to control you.
Shane, the visions of his wife.
They weren't real. I knew they weren't fucking real.
I'm gonna get us there.
I mean, they only really need the cure. They don't need to wake Silas, but with this other hunter there, I feel like Silas is waking up.
All I'm asking is that you let him live.
After he turned all my hybrids against me, after he made it his life's mission to find the cure so he could use it against me.
He did not turn your hybrids against you. He freed them from your compulsion being sired. That is simply allowing them to make their own decisions, and funnily enough, none of them fucking liked you. And then also, mate, you then going to kill his mother, of course he's going to want to kill you. Like, people like this really piss me off. They don't see what they have done wrong. They don't see what they have done to impact another person's life. They only see how they have negatively impacted them. And it's just so fucking annoying. I get that everyone's done everything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not making Klaus like the biggest villain, but you know what I mean. It's annoying.
You wouldn't, would you?
I don't think she would.
You prefer who you are now to the girl you once were.
Yeah.
You like being strong. We're the same, Caroline.
I wouldn't go that far.
If you and I are so similar, then show me your compassion.
Nice one, Caroline. Wow.
Show him the mercy that I would show you.
Nice one, Caroline.
Very well. Tell him to leave town immediately. Tell him that this is the mercy I extend for your sake, that I will give him a head start before I kill him.
For fuck's sake. I was literally about to say maybe there's hope for Klaus yet, but then he ends it with that.
Just do what makes her happy, Stephen.
Things have changed.
Get your ass down the well. Help Elena get the damn thing.
I mean, they can't though. Like, it's very stupid to give it to Elena, because then Klaus is just going to kill you all and she'll be human. You know what I mean? Like,
Seven?
who's Elena going to see? Is she going to see someone from the past?
No.
Who? Who would be someone in the shadows? Wait, was it Catherine? Because, hold on, I need to hear that voice again, because it sounded like Elena's voice. That sounds like Elena's voice. Maybe Catherine's the fifth party, maybe, or the fourth party. I've lost how many fucking people are at play. But maybe she is the other party that threw the axe. But then it's not really Catherine's style to throw an axe. Oh, I don't know anymore. But that was definitely Elena's voice. Please be Catherine. Please. I would love to have her back.
At least this time we have a minute to do it the right way.
There isn't a right way.
Yeah, no way's ever gonna feel good.
This isn't goodbye.
I'll see you later.
We will find a way.
What if we don't?
He chased Catherine for centuries.
Tell me that you'll forget about me. Tell me that you are going to go on and live a full and happy life without me.
Oh, Caroline.
I will live a happy life without you, and I will never think about you again.
That was really sweet that he did that for her. I mean, I think it's safe to say this is the end of Tyler and Caroline, and it might be one of the last times we see Tyler, because unless Klaus dies.
Look, everything I ever said and did was just to bring back my family, I swear.
You did a lot of fucked up things though, mate.
Well, then you know what it's like to have hope. And now you know what it feels like to lose it.
I was hoping he'd say that. Get fucked, Shane. I love how so many people have entered this cave and just walked past him.
I'm sorry. I tried.
You did everything I asked you to.
You know what I'm thinking? We've seen that Bonnie's blood went through the stones and landed on Silas. Is he now trying to convince Shane, like, join me in the afterlife? Like his wife join me in the afterlife and then like slit his throat and then the blood goes down? Or has he got enough? Was the bit of Bonnie's blood enough to wake him? Bloody hell. We've seen desiccated? I don't know. We've seen those kind of vampires before in the tomb, but that was only 100 years. This is well beyond it. That's the cure.
Is this it? This is the cure?
Well, it said it was in his hand. Do you have to wake him to get it?
There's only one way we're gonna get the statue to unfreeze.
How's that?
We have to feed him our blood.
Yep.
If we want to get the cure out of his hands, we
Have to wake him.
have to wake him up.
They're going to have to wake him up. So now, not only have they got one cure that could potentially free one of them from being a vampire, they also need this cure to either give it to Klaus so that he's no longer against them, or to give it to Silas so that he's not against them. Because I don't think they're going to wake up Silas and he's going to be this like happy guy who's going to help them and be like a light in the world. I think he's definitely going to have a villain arc. So we're dealing with two enemies that you only have one cure to cure, and also the fact that everyone else wants to use it as well. So it's just like, what the fuck do you do?
Why don't you go with them?
Need a siesta.
She becomes human. She may not feel the same way about you. You did something selfless, Damon. If I didn't know better, I'd say you were becoming a halfway decent person.
We'll find a way.
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot about him. Fuck.
To the witch, boy. We have to raise Silas.
Well, yeah, but you've just stabbed his girl. He's not gonna be happy to help you, bro.
I don't mess around with witches.
Jesus, Jeremy. This man's been at it a lot longer than you. Oh. I'm sorry, my boy. I don't think you stand a chance.
Nothing personal.
That's Catherine, isn't it? That is Catherine. Come on. The way, like, literally her body language. That is Catherine. Please have her be back. Whose blood is that? Elena's? Yes! It's Catherine, isn't it? It's Catherine!
She's here.
Oh. Catherine! Does she want the cure? Is that why?
Jeremy, after everything we've been through, it's right there.
It'll be there after we help Bonnie.
Yeah. Get the hint, Jeremy. This isn't Elena.
I'm done playing nice.
Oh. Fuck. Here we go. Does she want the cure or does she want Silas though? Oh my god. Don't kill him. He's coming back. Silas is coming back. Excuse me. Excuse me. Is he wearing his ring? Is he wearing his ring? I mean, even if he's not wearing his ring, maybe Silas can bring him back. Like, maybe they're not lying about his abilities, but what the fuck? I was like, oh no, don't drain him completely. And then he just goes and snaps his fucking neck. So yes, there we have season 4, episode 14 of The Vampire Diaries. And what an ending. Let's just say that. I'm still a bit up in the air. I'm not sure if Jeremy was wearing his ring. Can someone let me know in the comments? Because I try so hard to remember little details, and normally I'm good, but some things slip my mind, and I cannot fucking remember what happened to his ring, because obviously Alaric's ring got fucked, but I can't remember, because someone mentioned, didn't they, that like Jeremy has stopped wearing his ring because of what happened to Alaric, and like they don't want to risk it. But I don't know if that was just like a one episode thing, or if he took it off completely and he hasn't worn it since. Because if so, then fuck, that's terrifying. But we do know that there's this whole legend about Silas being able to raise the dead, so maybe he can. But then even then, is that legend solely based on what Shane's wife told him? Because if so, then yikes. I also love that they used Bonnie's grandmother to be the one that tried to persuade her, because it's like, it was so clearly not her, because you can get all the memories of someone, you can get all of their past experience and everything, but the second that you make them do something that they never would have done, you've lost. And Bonnie's grandmother, like the perfect witch that we've had in this show, the one who like fully believed in balance and nature and all of that, she would not have been telling Bonnie to go and wake up Silas to raise her from the dead. Nah. She is definitely the kind of person who like accepts that her time is done. Balance has been met. She is dead. She stays dead. That's the kind of person that she was. So I'm really glad that they used her to kind of like show the audience that, wait a minute, that ain't right. Now, in terms of like the cure and the fact that Catherine now has it, I love how it was all so up in the air. It was all so much like, there's so many people to use it on. Who will we use it on? And then fucking Catherine swoops in and takes it. Like, she really just had to make a bad situation worse, didn't she? But I also find it extremely interesting that she took it. Does she want it for herself? Because she's always been a quite selfish person. She's always been someone who has her own goals in mind and will only do what benefits her. She will never do anything that benefits anyone else. Well, never is a strong word. She has been shown in the past to do some little bits of things for other people, but the majority of the time it is all for her own gain. So I do still find it interesting, though, that she would take the cure, because as someone who has such strong survival instincts, taking something that only makes you weaker, is that right for her? Is that something that she would actually want? Or is she going to use it as a weapon on Klaus? Is that her intention? So that she can get rid of her biggest enemy and then live her life free? Because I wouldn't put it past her on that front. But also something that I'm really curious about in terms of the cure is that if this cure was made by Ketsia, surely Bonnie could somehow make it herself. Surely Bonnie can replicate it, because it would have been made through magic. It would have been made through a spell of some kind. So surely Bonnie can recreate it, unless it like requires a level of power that Bonnie doesn't have, because we know that Ketsia was quite possibly the most powerful witch of all time. But then in terms of this being a TV show, it would be interesting if they made it so that Bonnie was now more powerful than Ketsia, so then she could make it herself. So I don't know. She would need access to the spell. She'd need access to the information to make it, which Silas might have, given that No, Ketsia made the cure, didn't she? Maybe they made it together, so maybe he will know, because I'm pretty sure she made the immortality spell, wasn't it? Or did Silas make it, was going to give it to her? I'm still a bit confused on the story. I don't know if Silas made it with the promise it was going to be given to Ketsia, but instead he gave it to another woman, or planned to give it to another woman. Or if Ketsia made it, and then Silas like stole it and gave it to the other woman. Or tried to. Fuck, Harry. I can't get my head around it. But yeah, very interested to see what Catherine's goals are with the cure, if she makes it out with it, because she's currently got to get through Stefan and Elena, and then also Damon and Rebecca, who are on top side. So you never know. Now, in terms of Klaus, meh. I mean, I'm happy he didn't hurt Caroline, obviously, because I don't want him to hurt Caroline. But there's still so many things about Klaus that rub me the wrong way. I'm not a fan, because he stands there and says that, like, I did all of it for you, I was kind, I showed mercy, all of that. But at the end of the day, mate, if you require another person to make you just be even that little bit kind, is that not a problem? Is that not bad? And you're just manipulating her at the end of the day by saying that it's your fault that I've done this. I did all of these good things for you and it wasn't enough. So this is on you. It's like, no, bro, it's on you. But yes, I believe I've covered all the main points I wanted to talk about. So let's move on to Patreon questions. Right, first up, do you think that Stefan and Elena can truly be friends, or will he always hope she'll come back to him? Oh, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I personally have never kept being friends with an ex, so I don't know. I mean, if you look at being friends, if you look at the concept of being friends with someone, you do love them. It's a different kind of love than when you're in a relationship, of course, but you do love them. So I think that eventually you could get to that point. The thing that I have issues with is I think it's too early, especially with how Stefan reacted to everything. Like, don't get me wrong, he wasn't wrong in his reactions. I'm simply saying that he had a big emotional reaction to it, of course. It's just not been long enough for them to be at this point, in my opinion. I think that, yes, they will be friends down the line, but I think he needs a little more separation. I think he needs a little bit more time away from her to get over his, not necessarily get over, but to accept his feelings, to accept what happened, and to kind of like bring it within himself that they are not going to be together, to lose hope, and not in a bad way lose hope, but just accept reality, you know? So I do think that they can truly be friends, but I think it's too early. Now, next up, we understand now that the dead loved ones Shane and Bonnie saw are Silas' creations to manipulate people and to free him. They are not ghosts, otherwise Jeremy would be able to see them. How do you think Silas does it? What is his power? Interesting. I didn't really think about that. What is his power? So he can obviously like reach into the minds of people because Bonnie's grandmother and Shane's wife, they had some level of knowledge as to who these people that Silas was pretending to be were. Like it was as if he had their memories. The problem was, and what gave me the clue, was that Bonnie's grandmother would not be so insistent on Bonnie trying to raise her from the dead. And like, there's just a certain, you can tell when someone's like taking over someone's body rather than you're actually speaking to them. It's like their mannerisms are wrong. And when they want something that they wouldn't actually want, it like, you can really read that something bad is going on. But Bonnie, I don't know if she was in some kind of trance or just by seeing her grandmother, that's why she was so like, I need to follow. Because it seemed like Jeremy snapped her out of something. It wasn't just like he stood next to her and went, Bonnie, that's not your grandmother. And she was like, huh, isn't it? It was like she was like locked in and then he broke her out and she was like, what happened? So it seems to be some level of mind control. And then if we take into the fact that he was a witch and then he became a immortal, we know that obviously he feeds on blood. So that's very similar to the, what is her name? Because it keeps coming up. Esther. Okay, right. It's very similar to the spell that Esther did then in that he does still need to feed on like human beings to get his immortality. But maybe it is different though. Maybe he has kept some of his witch powers. Maybe like his witch powers and his vampire powers have combined. So his level of compulsion is that he can maybe like influence people through illusions. Maybe he can convince them to do things without having to like stand in front of them, look in their eyes and compel them. Maybe he can just like bring in illusions to make them do things. It's kind of like, it's not necessarily like compulsion from far away. It's more like a different kind of compulsion because Bonnie wasn't like hellbent. Bonnie wasn't compelled because she broke out of it. Like, I wouldn't say quite easily, but rather easily. Like Jeremy was able to stand in front of her and break her out of it without like her putting tons of effort in like you would a normal compulsion. So I don't think it's like compulsion from far away. It's more so like using illusions and memories to convince someone that what they're doing is correct. So I'm very interested to look into that more as it's different from normal vampires. It's like a witch's version of compulsion. So I'm excited to see if he has any other like, I don't really want to use the word hybrid because we already have hybrids, but he is basically a hybrid, isn't he? He's a hybrid between a witch and a vampire. Unless I'm completely wrong and he is just a vampire. He's lost all of his magical abilities, but because his spell was different to Esther's, maybe the way he can influence people is different as well. I don't know. We've got so many things up in the air at the moment that I'm just very excited to see what abilities he does have. Because he is said to be one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful creature in existence. Now, moving on, our next and final question. Do you think the gang's idea of what the cure will do for them was naive compared to Damon's? I don't know if I'm interpreting the question wrong, but if you mean in regards to like what everyone thought would happen to Elena when she went back into a human, if it would turn her back to her old self, then yeah, I do think it was naive because I was this whole time sitting here thinking that no, I think she's still going to be the exact person she is now. It's just that she's not going to have her vampire abilities. She has changed. Her personality has changed, but it's not being a vampire that changed it. It might have like been the spark, but it just like, it matured her and it made her get out of a lot of her childish ways and become a woman, really. That's all it really did for her. Yes, you have the vampire stuff of like heightened emotions and all of that shit and then the sire bond. But in terms of like her core self, I think it just matured her. So in terms of it being naive in that regard, I definitely think they're naive. And I wouldn't even necessarily say that it was naive. It was more so just like hopeful. They were blinded by hope because Stefan really wanted old Elena to come back. So yeah, if that's what you meant, then okay, but do let me know if I've read that question wrong and I will reply in the comments. So yes. Anyway, with that said, that was another fantastic episode of the Vampire Diaries. I'm very excited to see where we go from here because is Jeremy dead? Is he actually dead? Is this the last time we see Jeremy? Because if so, what the fuck? Why does Catherine want the cure? Where is she gonna go? Is she going to be able to escape the cave with it? And then will the gang completely lose the cure? Who is Silas in terms of his personality? What are his goals? What does he want? Because safe to say he's awake. Is Bonnie going to die? Like, there's so many things that are going to be happening here. And I just can't fucking wait to get to next episode. But yes, with that said, thank you very much for watching. I've left a link down below to my Patreon, where you're able to find the early and uncut reactions to the Vampire Diaries and all the other shows that I do. I've also left a link to my Twitch, my Discord, and my socials, so be sure to follow them if you are interested. And yes, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.